ERP, MRP, MES. Three acronyms that sound like they do similar things, they don't. And manufacturers spend six figures every year buying the wrong one because nobody explained the differences clearly. In the next 6 minutes, I plan to correct that. I'm Dylan with Paving Partners. We're an Acumatica VAR. We implement cloud ERP for manufacturers, distributors, and retailers across the country. This is one of the most common questions we get from manufacturers evaluating their tech stack. And the answer most people get online are either a little too vague or just so technical they don't help you make a decision. So here is a version that actually answers the question, what each one does, when you need each one, and what order to buy them in. A one-line definition of each could be easiest or more easily remembered as such. ERP tells you how the business is performing. MRP tells you what you'll need. MES tells you what's happening right now. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember those three lines. Everything else is just detail and added information. Let's start with the ERP side. Enterprise Resource Planning. That's what it stands for. ERP is a system of record for your entire business. Financials, inventory valuation, cost accounting, purchasing, order management, multi-site visibility, intercompany functionality. It connects finance, sales, purchasing, and operations all in a singular place. Without a true ERP, finance and operations argue about the numbers. Inventory counts differ from locations, purchasing can overreact, sales can push reports as being oversold, and leadership will stop trusting said reports. ERP is the foundation, and everything else sits on top of it. MRP, Material Requirements Planning, sometimes called DRP, Distribution Requirements Planning. This is the most misunderstood one. Here's the most important thing to know. In modern cloud ERPs, such as Acumatica, MRP isn't a separate system. It's a planning engine within the actual ERP. What it does, it takes your sales orders, your forecasts, your bills of materials, your lead times, and answers three questions. What materials do we need, in what quantity, and at what time? MRP is what makes ERP predictive instead of reactive, but it depends entirely on data quality. As the old saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. If your bills of materials are wrong or your lead times are guesswork, MRP will give you bad recommendations. You don't usually buy an MRP separately. You buy an ERP that has a strong MRP built in. MES, Manufacturing Execution System. This one operates on the production floor in real time while the work is actually happening. MES tracks things like machine activity, downtime, scrap rates, labor efficiency, OEE, and traceability. It answers questions like, why did machine 3 stop? What's today's actual throughput? Where is this job physically on the floor right now? MES is most valuable in industries where execution, precision are driving the margin. So things like aerospace, automation of automotive industry, medical device manufacturing, food traceability, and high-speed products. Here's what MES doesn't do. It doesn't fix margin miscalculations. It can't fix inventory valuation, and it does not replace an ERP. It simply enhances the execution, but it sits at the top of an enterprise foundation that has already been built to work. Now, let's put these all three side by side. ERP manages the business. Yes, it does financials. Yes, it does inventory valuation, and it is used by finance, operations, leadership, the entirety of the company. You should implement this piece first. MRP, this plans the materials. It doesn't manage financials. It uses inventory data, and it plans the demand and supply. This is used by the planners and the purchasing teams. You should implement this second. MES, this executes the production. It does not touch financials. It just feeds inventory data back up and then tracks the machine activity. This is used usually by production managers. This should be implemented thirdly. The last column in the image that will be overlaid is ideal order of implementation. This is where most manufacturers get this step wrong. So let's talk about the order. It's the most expensive mistake we see manufacturers make. We see it almost every quarter, and depending, we've seen it even more frequently than that. It's called the cost layering issue. Manufacturer will struggle with inventory accuracy. They'll have counts off, reports don't match. They'll go to a vendor. The vendor pitches an MES to fix their issues. They'll tell them something along the lines of real-time visibility, and it gets you in production, and it'll help you fix your inventory problem. It won't. If your ERP inventory is wrong because of poor cycle counting, bad units of measure, misconfigured bombs, or transaction timing issues, adding MES just feeds more data into a weak foundation. You don't get accuracy, you get faster incorrect results. The order matters. You build the foundation first, planning second, execution third. ERP fixes the foundation. MRP makes you predictive. MES sharpens that execution. Skip the order and you're just stacking software on instability. So how do you decide which one you need? There are 5 simple questions you should ask. Number 1, do you trust your inventory number? If no, that is an ERP problem. Fix that first. Number 2, can you forecast material needs within 60 days to 90 days out? If no, that is an MRP configuration problem, and these are usually integrated within your existing ERP. Number 3, do you know in real time what is happening on the shop floor? If not, that might be an MES problem, but this only works if the first 2 are stable. Number 4, are your margins unclear or inconsistent? That is an ERP costing structure issue. Number 5, are production delays caused by planning errors or execution inefficiencies? Planning errors point to the MRP, execution inefficiencies point to MES. The point of these questions is to find your real bottleneck, not the one a vendor is selling to you. Here's the core principle that should guide this whole decision. You may not need all 3 systems immediately. You need the right system at the right time. For most small to mid-sized manufacturers, the right answer is a modern cloud ERP with a strong MRP built-in functionality. That alone solves 80% of what most manufacturers are actually struggling with that we see. MES becomes valuable later on when the execution level performance is materially impacting your margins, but not before. Software amplifies discipline. It does not create it. So buy the layer your operation is ready for. If you want the full breakdown, including the maturity curve, the decision matrix, and red flags to watch for, the full blog is the first link in the description. And if you want to talk about your own manufacturing tech stack and where the real constraint is in your operations, the second link goes to my calendar. We'll spend 30 minutes diagnosing it together. No pitch, just understanding the issue. Again, my name is Dylan. I'm with Pavian Partners. Subscribe if you want to see more weekly published Cloud ERP and SMB videos. See you next week.